Hello everyone, my name is Sarafi and I'm happy to meet you all. And today we're going to be talking about the new Minibox that's been leaked. So, it's called Tachyon of Galaxy. That is Konami continuing to be amazing with their naming for boxes in English. We have number 107 Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon. This is Mizar's ace monster. It requires 2 level 8s, and once per battle phase, at the start of your battle phase, you can detach 1 material from this card. All other face-up monsters on the field have their effects negated permanently. Also, their attack and defense becomes their original attack and defense, and if you do any of these, during the battle phase this turn, each time an opponent's card effect resolves, this card gains 1,000 attack until the end of the battle phase. Also, it can make a second attack during each battle phase this turn. So, you make your opponent's monsters have their original attack points, you negate their effects, and then if your opponent activates a trap card and it doesn't destroy Galaxy Eyes gains another 1,000 attack points and can attack a second time. Is that good? It's okay. Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon is probably one of the monsters that benefits the most from Rank Up Magic Baryon's Force, because it gains 1,500 attack points when it becomes Chaos number 107. But that's fine. Mizar is going to have the Baryon Battle Morph skill, and I imagine that's probably the skill that you're going to play if you want to focus on the Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon, although there are some other good skills that he has. Doom King Balor-Droch. I was not expecting this card. This card is going to make Shiranui and Mayakashi pretty strong, and generic zombie world, of course. You can't play these with the skill, because the skills for Mayakashi and Shiranui lock you into fire zombies, and now we can see why. But you can just make... You don't need the skill. The starting Mayakashi skill is not necessary. You will have a smaller extra deck, but you can literally just use... Hajun, summon Daki, go into every Synchro monster, and then use Daki to go into Yukiona, and you'll still be able to do it. So the skill just makes it easier, and make sure you don't time out. So during the standby phase of face-up card in the field is in the field zone, and this card is in your graveyard, you can special summon this card in defense position. You can only use this effect once per turn. Once per chain, when a zombie monster except Doom King Balor-Droch activates its effect, you can apply one of these effects, but you can only apply the same effect again this turn. Either negate that effect or banish a monster on the field or graveyard without targeting. So one of your monsters activates its effects, you banish one of your opponent's cards. If your opponent's monster activates an effect, you negate that effect. It's amazing. And you use this with Zombie World to make sure that all your opponent's monsters on their field and in the graveyard are zombies. This will probably, if Doom King Balor-Droch becomes a meta card that is going to be successful, it will probably destroy Orcust, because one of the problems that we really have right now with Orcust is that we don't have a lot of cards that can negate monster effects in the graveyard, but Balor-Droch is amazing at it. So, Successor Soul, tribute 1 effect monster, target 1 effect monster your opponent controls, send it to the graveyard, then special summon 1 level 7 or higher normal monster from your hand. You can only activate 1 Successor Soul per turn. You can only attack with 1 monster during the turn you activate this card. So this card is really good. It lets you tribute one of your opponent's monsters, it lets you tribute one of your monsters to send one of your opponent's monsters to the graveyard, and then you can special summon Blue Eyes. It's going to work really well with the skill that lets you search it, although I'm shocked that the card is not in the structure deck for Chronicle. It's amazing that Konami wants you to... It's amazing that Konami wants you to buy a structure deck and then also dig in a box for an ultra rare to use this skill. I don't think we've ever seen a skill that expensive before, but it is Dark Magician and Blue Eyes White Dragon, so I'm sure all the nostalgia whales are going to go for it anyway. This is going to make Konami a lot of money. Trade-In! I cannot believe this is an SR. Trade-In is one of the best cards in the entire game, and it's, oh wow. Discard a level 8 monster to draw 2 cards. You can play some Blue Eyes. You can play this with Balor-Droch to get it in the graveyard. You can play it in Galaxy Eyes. Discarding a level 8 monster is amazing, because a lot of level 8 monsters are bricks. The skill for Blue Eyes that lets you draw Monster Reborn. Well, now you can just choose a monster to put in your graveyard, draw 2 random cards that could help you win the game. And then, I mean, you already have Melody. This is basically another 3 melodies that you can play in Blue Eyes. You're not going to be able to search, but it's good enough, and you could play, you know, all of these. It could draw you Melody. So, this card is fantastic. Unbrick yourself and just get regular cards. Just get 3 of this. Like, this card will always be good. Level 8 is a very, very common level, and there are a lot of decks that focus on just level 8s in general. Galaxy Eyes is another one. So just, I mean, yeah, this card is definitely a card you want 3 of. Mizuki. We've had Gazuki in the game for a long time, but Mizuki has not been in the game, and it's funny that we're getting this now. They are really pushing zombies for some reason. This is a level 4. It has 1700 attack points. You can banish this card from your graveyard, target 1 zombie monster in your graveyard, and special summon it. That's insane. Galaxy Soldier. This is a fantastic card for Cyber Dragons and for Galaxy Eyes. Level 5 Light Machine. You can send one other light monster in your hand to the graveyard. Special summon this card in defense position. When this card is special summon, you can add 1 Galaxy monster from your deck to your hand. You can only use the search effect once per turn. So what Galaxy Soldier can do is it can summon itself and draw another Galaxy Soldier, and then just keep doing that because the discard special summon is not once per turn. And then you can play your Galactic Spiral Dragon, which you're going to get from Nazar, to make all of them level 8. So that's really good. Unizombie. Unizombie. You can target 1 face-up monster on the field, discard 1 card, and if you do, increase that target's level by 1. You can target 1 face-up monster on the field. Monsters you control cannot attack for the rest of this turn except zombies. Also, send 1 zombie monster from your deck to the graveyard, and if you do, increase that target's level by 1. You can only use each effect once per turn, and Unizombie is a tuner. So, Unizombie can literally just mill Balladrotch from your deck. And then Balladrotch special summons itself from the graveyard. That's just absolutely crazy. Yeah, you'll play this card at 3 in zombies and you won't regret it. Cyber Synchron. Once per turn, you can target 1 level 4 lower monster you control. Increase its level by its level this turn. If your monster in the extra monster zone would be destroyed by a battle or card effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard instead. So there's a skill for this, which we can potentially go over if I have enough time. And basically, you're going to target your backup secretary, make it level 6, and then you go into Cyber's Quantum Dragon, which is not here. So I don't know where Cyber's Quantum Dragon is. Yeah, what the heck? Oh, there it is. It's right next to it. This is a super rare? Okay, sure. Cyber's Quantum Dragon, level 7 Cyber Synchro Monster. While you control a Link monster, monsters your opponent controls cannot target monsters you control for attacks except this one. Also, your opponent cannot target monsters you control with card effects except this one. Once per turn at the start of the damage step, if this card battles an opponent's monster, you can return that monster to the hand. Also, this card can make a second attack in a row. That is a soft once per turn. So make 4 Cyber's Quantum Dragons and just bounce everything and attack for 10,000. It's great. Shiranui Skill Saga Supremacy. I believe this is the last Shiranui monster, which is fine. It requires 2 or more zombie monsters, Link 3 with 2300 attack points. Synchro monsters you control cannot be destroyed by card effects, and fire monsters you control cannot be destroyed by battle. So, Supremacy herself can't be destroyed by battle, and all of your Shiranui Synchro monsters cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. During your opponent's turn, as a quick effect, you can target 1 of your banished zombie synchro monsters and special summon it to your zone this card points to. You can only use this effect once per turn. Remember, this skill lets you banish literally any Shiranui extra deck monster. So you just choose the monster that you want to banish and then just special summon it. It's fantastic. This card's going to be really good. The only problem with Supremacy, really, is that it only points to 1 zone. And you have to special summon to the zone it points to. That's pretty rough. But otherwise, it's a great card. Alright, Starliege Seifert. You can send any number of dragon monsters from your hand and or face up on the field to the graveyard. Add 1 dragon monster from your from your deck to your hand, whose level is equal to the total original levels of those monsters sent to the graveyard. You can banish this card from your graveyard, target 1 level 8 light or dragon light or dark dragon monster in your graveyard and add it to your hand. You can only use each effect once per turn. So a lot of people are going to see this card and think, wow, that's a Dragon Link card. Why are we getting this? So technically, Starliege is like a support archetype for Photon and Galaxy. So this is a card that Kite used, I guess. So that's why. It can send itself. That's important to note. So for those of you that's never seen Starliege Safer, you send one level 4 from your hand and this card to the graveyard, draw a level 8, and then you summon the level 8, you use it, and then you banish Safer to get it back. So it's a great search card. It's a great starter for this deck. Nebula Dragon, you can reveal this card and one other level 8 dragon monster in your hand, special summon both in defense position, but negate their effects. Also, you cannot normal or special summon monsters for the rest of this turn except light or dark dragon monsters. You can banish this card from your graveyard, target one level 4 light or dark dragon monster in your graveyard and add it to your hand. So, this is good in Blue Eyes, it's good in Galaxy Eyes, it's good in whatever Mizar is going to play. Special summoning 2 level 8s is amazing, so that you can just immediately Exceed summon. It kind of unbricks you because you can use another level 8 that can't special summon itself. So, yeah, this is a card that you're going to want to play probably at least 2 in Galaxy Eyes, and definitely at 3 if you want to play like Mizar's generic Dragon deck. Hyper Galaxy, this card is stupid. This card is dumb, guys. As a quick play spell, tribute 1 monster with 2,000 or more attack except Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. Target 1 monster your opponent controls with 2,000 or more attack and tribute it. And if you do, special summon 1 Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon from your hand, deck, or graveyard. You can only activate 1 Hyper Galaxy per turn. So you summon any Photon monster, you set this card, you pass to your opponent makes some big, powerful extra deck monster. As long as it can be targeted, you tribute it. You're not destroying it, you're not banishing it, you're tributing it. A lot of monsters are not able to resist being tributed, so it's basically just whether the monster can be targeted or not, and as long as it can be, boom, you have a Galaxy Eyes now. So you have to be kind of careful because you obviously need to have your monster still on the field, but as long as, you know, you can chain to your opponent trying to destroy or remove one of your monsters and use this effect. And it's not like if they kaiju your monster, the kaiju monster is still going to have 2,000 attack points, so it doesn't matter to you. So yeah, this is a great card. I don't know how many we're going to run, but we're definitely going to run at least one. Starliege Photon... Oh, you could search this with Galaxy Photon, I think. Galaxy Photon. Yeah, you can add Galaxy spells. This is searchable. That's so dumb. Alright. Starliege Photon Blast Dragon requires 2 level 4s. If this card is Exceed summon, you can special summon 1 Photon monster from your hand. That includes Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. Nice. While this Exceed summon monster is on the field, your opponent cannot target monsters with 2,000 or more attack for card effects, and they cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. So Starliege Photon Blast Dragon does not have 2,000 attack points by itself. You'll have to buff its attack points somehow to give it to protect itself, but then it'll be really good. Once per opponent's turn, you can detach 1 material from this card, target one of your Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragons that is banished or in your graveyard, and special summon it. Great! Just get more Galaxy Eyes. That's what the deck wants, so this is a fantastic card. It's hard to know how much you're going to play this card, but I think you'll do fine. Alright, Photon Chain. I don't actually know this card. So this is a continuous trap. You can send this card to the graveyard during your second standby phase activation. You can only use the following effect once per turn. Send 1 Photon or Galaxy monster you control to the graveyard to activate one of these effects. Or if you send Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, you can activate both. Special summon 1 Photon monster from your deck with a different original name than the sent monster, and add 1 Photon card from your deck to your hand, except Photon Change. Okay, so this basically lets you take Photon monsters and send them to the graveyard to special summon Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon from your deck. That seems fine. We're getting Algol. Ah, my god, they really want us to play zombies. Necro World Banshee, level 4 zombie effect. Zombie World in the field zone cannot be destroyed by card effects. Also, neither player can target it with card effects. And as a quick effect, you can banish this card from your field or graveyard. Activate 1 Zombie World directly from your hand or deck. You can only use this effect once per turn. So, Necro World Banshee, if you draw, like, trade in Doom King, Ballardroch, and Unizombie, like, I know, it's unlikely, but that's the God Hand. then you could just trade in Doom King Battledrotch, normal summon Unizombie, and then send Necroworld Banshee from your deck to the graveyard to activate Zombie World directly from your deck. So you don't even have to, like, you have the full combo then. You got Doom King, you've got Zombie World, you're just good to go. So these cards work very well together. I'm surprised this is a rare. This is a good card. Zombie Necronize. If a level 5 or higher zombie monster is on the field, target one monster your opponent controls and take control of it until the end phase. During your main phase, if this card is in your graveyard, you can shuffle one of your banished zombie monsters into the deck, and if you do, set this card but banish it when it leaves the field. So this card is extremely good in vampires, because vampires are all level 5 and higher, and they also really care about using your opponent's monsters. It's also, you know, good with the Doom King Battledrotch, but really, vampires. That's what you want. I'm sure that the Abyss Actor Guru is going to be thrilled that this card is just something he can pick up. Return the Zombies. Banish one zombie monster on the field. Special summon one zombie monster from the graveyard of the player who controlled it to their field in defense position. If this card is in your graveyard, you can shuffle one of your banished zombie monsters into the deck, and if you do, set this card but banish it when it leaves the field. You can only use each effect of Return the Zombies once per turn. Great. So just call the Haunted that doesn't stay on the field and get it again. Shinobi Necro. If another zombie monster is special summon from your graveyard while you control this card, you can draw one card, then discard one card. If this card in your graveyard is banished to activate a card effect, or by an effect, you can special summon this card but banish it when it leaves the field. You can only use each effect of Shinobi Necro once per turn. So it's a level 2 tuner. This card is used primarily with Shiranui, so because they like to banish cards from their graveyard and they like to synchro summon. So you banish this card for cost, and then you special summon it, and you get a level 2 tuner that you can use to synchro climb. It's pretty nice. Cyberse Integrator, level 3 Cyberse Synchro Monster. If this card is Synchro Summon, you can special summon one Cyberse Tuner Monster from your hand or graveyard in defense position. Also, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of the turn except Cyberse Monster. So this card, if you use Cyberse Synchron with like another level 1, like you use the effect on the level 1, then you make it level 2, then you go into this, then you can special summon Cyberse Synchron from your graveyard, use this effect on Cyberse Integrator, it becomes level 6, and you climb into Cyberse Quantum Dragon. That's a cute effect, but I mean, Backup Secretary is way easier. If this Synchro Summons card is sent to the graveyard, you could draw one card. So basically, like, this is a way that you can get some extra value if you make your Cyberse Quantum Dragon, but I don't think it's worth like going into. Wicked, great. 2 Cyberse monsters. This Link Summon card cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. Cyberse monsters. This card points to cannot be destroyed by card effects. If a monster is special summoned to a zone this card points to, while you control this monster, you can banish one Cyberse monster from your graveyard, add one Cyberse Tuner to your hand. You can only use one effective Cyberse Wicked per turn. Okay, so this card is the Link monster that you want Cyberse Quantum Dragon to protect. So you summon Wicked, you special summon Quantum Dragon to the zone that Wicked points to, and then Cyberse Quantum Dragon is the only monster that your opponent can attack and it can't be destroyed by card effects, which is nice. Galaxy Satellite Dragon. This is a Dark Link monster. Requires 2 dragon monsters. During the battle phase, as a quick effect, you can banish this card from your field or graveyard. Then target one number exceeds monster you control whose original attribute and type are Light Dragon. Until the end of the battle phase, its attack becomes equal to the value of the number in its name times 100. Also, any battle damage your opponent takes is halved. Okay. So number 107, its attack points become 10700. So 10,700 attack points, guys. That's a lot of attack points. You can kill people with that. You deal half damage, but you don't need to deal you don't need to deal that much half damage to beat over 4,000 life points. During your opponent's end phase, you can choose one card from your deck and place it on top of your deck. You can only use each effect of Galaxy Satellite Dragon once per turn. That's cute. I like it. Let's make Tachyon and beat people to death with it. I like it. Jack-o'-Bolin. You can discard one zombie monster. Special summon this card from your hand. Nice. It's another trade-in effect to make sure that you have Doom King in the graveyard. During your opponent's main phase, as a quick effect, you can target one monster in either graveyard and special summon it, but banish it when it leaves the field, then banish this face-up card until the end phase. Okay, so if your opponent... That's kind of a risky card. If your opponent... it is a fire zombie, so we can special summon this card with both the skills for Shiranui and Mayakashi. Um, it's a risky card because if you revive your Doom King during your opponent's turn, then you get the Doom King effects. But if it gets banished, it's going to be harder for you to play it. Although you do have the Return of the Zombies to bring it back. Is this a once per turn effect? No, it's not. Okay. So having multiple Doom King Battle Drotches doesn't really help you. So this is basically just if the Doom King gets destroyed and you have Jackal Bullen on the field, your opponent knows that you can revive it. I mean, it does definitely provide protection. This is a good card, and it's 2,200 defense points. So, you can synchro summon with it. So, yeah, I think this is fine. This is fine. All right, Al Ghul Mazera. If a zombie monster you control will be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard or hand instead. That's really good. And you can trade in this card. It's level 8. Wow, okay, yeah, sure. All right, so you trade in Mazera, and then if your monster would be destroyed, you just banish this card. If this card is banished from the hand or graveyard, you can special summon it. It has 2,800 attack points to 2,300 defense points. Then you can decrease its level by 1, so you can make it level 7 if you want to synchro it with Unizombie to make a level 10. Great. Fantastic. Zombie Reborn. There's a zombie. I've never seen this card. Target one zombie monster in either graveyard. Banish one monster with the same name from your deck or X deck, and if you do, special summon the targeted monster. If this card is in your graveyard, you can shuffle one of your banished zombie monsters into the deck, and if you do, set this card but banish it when it leaves the field. It's an interesting card. It seems like it'll be really good in Shiranui. So you can just banish a Shiranui monster to activate its effects, and then you also get to special summon the Shiranui and synchro with it. Yeah, this is great. Shamisen Samsara Sorrow Cat. Okay, this is a dark zombie synchro tuner monster. Requires one tuner, one non-tuner, level 3. Once per chain during your opponent's main phase, you can immediately after this effect resolves synchro summon this card. There's a zombie shooting riser dragon. That's really funny. If this card in your graveyard if this card is in your graveyard, you can target one other synchro monster in your graveyard, return it to the extra deck, and if you do, special summon this card but banish it when it leaves the field. Great. Yeah, this card's good. A Slime Toad. I was about to say Frog the Gem. This card got changed because it's not a frog monster. Slime Toad. Nice. Heliosphere Dragon. Okay, do we not have this card yet? Okay, cool. So this is a level 4. While your opponent has 4 or less cards in their hand, and this card is the only monster you control, your opponent cannot declare an attack. Once per turn, if you control level 8, you can make this card level 8. So this is another light dragon that you can normal summon that can be level 8 for Mazar. Dino Sowing. Level 4 Fiend cannot be destroyed by battle. If this card is targeted for an attack, it gains 1,000 attack and defense, and if it's attacked, then after damage calculation, the attack and defense return to 0. So, you set this monster, and it can't be destroyed by battle, and your opponent crashes into it 4 times, and they can't destroy it. It's funny. We can't have more than 1 cubic seed, though. They keep giving us monsters that can't be destroyed by battle, like Spirit Reaper, but we can't have more than 1 cubic seed. Shiranui style Samsara. This card's name becomes Shiranui Synthesis while it is in the spell and trap zone. Once per turn, you can activate one of these effects. Either banish a face-up zombie monster you control and you take no damage this turn, which is really good. Or target 2 of your banished zombie monsters with 0 defense. Shuffle them both in the deck and draw a card. You will play this at 1 in Shiranui and it'll be fine. Catch Eve level 2. If this card's in your hand, you can target 1 level 3 or higher monster you control, reduce its level by exactly 2, and if you do, special summon this card. You can only use this effective Catch Eevee once per turn. So, okay, that does make the Cyber Synchron into Cyber's Integrator a little bit better. Because then you can, you make one of your monsters level 1, and then you can, like, one of your level 3 monsters level 1, and then you can double its level, go into, and you can use it with, that's Backup Secretary as well. So, basically, if you have Catch Eevee, you can use the Backup Secretary card to basically draw an extra card. That's kind of cute. And you get another body. Shiranui style Success. Special summon 1 zombie monster from your hand, but banish it when it leaves the field. You can banish this card from your graveyard, target 1 zombie monster you control. That zombie monster is unaffected by card effects this turn except its own. You can only use 1 Shiranui style Success per turn, and only once that turn. Cool, this is like the other last Shiranui card that we didn't have, besides like the really dumb Shiranui and Mayakashi Spell and Trap. So I'm glad that we're getting all the Shiranui cards. Snowman effects. Target 1 face-up monster you control. It gains attack equal to the combined original attack of all their monsters you control until the end of the turn. It cannot attack directly the turn you activate this card. Okay, so this is like to make your Galaxy Eyes insanely huge, and then, yeah. Giant Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon is funny. I like it. Reversible Beetle. Flip Insect. Shuffle this card and any face-up monsters in its column into the deck. If this card is normal or special summon, change this card and any monsters in its column to face-down defense position. What? If you normal summon this card, Book of Moons? Normal summon Book of Moon? Okay. You know what? There are decks that don't really use their normal summon. Normal summon Book of Moon seems really good. I like it. Eternal... There's a card called Eternal Bond. Then why did we get a skill called Eternal Bond? Target any number of photon monsters in your graveyard, special summon them, but their effects are negated. During your main phase, you can banish this card from your graveyard. Target one photon monster your opponent controls. Take control of it, and if you do, its attack for the rest of the turn becomes the combined original attack of all photon monsters you currently control. Also, you cannot declare attacks this turn except with that monster. Okay, so Kite has such a strong bond with photons that he steals other people's photons. There's 2 stealing cards in this box. I can't wait to tell Duke. Necro Quip Prism. Target one level 4 or lower monster in your graveyard. Special. Oh, this card is bad. Special summon one monster from your hand with an equal or lower level than this card. Equip this target to it. Okay, so you special summon a monster from your hand with a lower level than the monster in the graveyard. You equip the monster in the graveyard to that monster. For the rest of the turn, you cannot activate cards or effects of cards with the same name as that equipped card. So you can't use this with cards that would actually benefit from it until next turn. While a monster is equipped with a summon monster, it gains attack equal to half the equipped monster's attack points. Okay, so you're basically just trying to use this to, like, special summon a card and give it extra attack points. Radiant Vorescence. A light level 4 dragon. When this card is normal summon while your opponent controls a monster. You can discard this card, send any number of radiance from your deck to the graveyard. Once per turn, if this card is in your graveyard, you can make this card in the graveyard become dark. Okay, so this is a level 4 dragon light, but it doesn't change its level to 8, so I don't know what you're doing with it. Mad Mauler. This card's name becomes Plague Spreader Zombie. It's level 2. If this card is in your graveyard, you can target one level 6 or higher monster you control, reduce its level by 2, and if you do, special summon this card. Okay, that's good. And then Haunted Zombies, banish one zombie monster from either graveyard, special summon 2 haunted tokens with the same level as the banished monster. If this card is in your graveyard, you can shuffle one of your banished monsters into the deck, and if you do, set this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. You can only use 1 haunted zombie effect per turn, and only once that turn. Okay, see, making tokens that have high levels is kind of awkward, because it's hard to synchro summon with them, and you can't exceed with them, so... I mean, you can link summon with these, and we are getting Supremacy, and you are banishing a zombie monster, so I guess this card could work pretty well in Shiranui. Assuming that the skill even lets you special summon these cards, because they're dark. We'd have to check. Alright, so my thoughts on this box, it's really good. You should definitely go through this box. It's a mini box. It'll be expensive for you, but you're definitely going to be... I mean, if you have any interest in zombies at all, this is a 3-up box. If you like the Galaxy Eyes cards, or you want to play Blue Eyes, or any level 8 deck, you need 3 trade-ins, you need 3 Nebula Dragons. Like, it's just... a lot of the mini boxes are good value. This deck is no exception. Galaxy Soldier is a good card. Mizuki is a good card. And Necro Banshee is a good card. I mean, you can get 3 Necro Banshees easily. I mean, if the box has good rares in it, then that's usually a sign that the box is a good box to invest in. So definitely go in this box. My name is Sarafi, and I was thrilled to have all of you with me.